These people are crazy. Wow, I hope you had a good weekend. I spent mine like I always do, shooting rats with my BB gun in Kat's office. But that ranks pretty low on the most interesting thing to happen over the past few days, and I think you know what I'm talking about.
He's back! All right!
It's true. Elon Musk has reinstated Donald Trump's Twitter account. He was unsuspended, like my pants when I used to dance at Chippendales. That's after Musk posted a poll in which over 15 million users voted in favor of reinstatement. Of course, we're still waiting on the results of that poll from Maricopa County. The final result, 51.8% in favor, 48.2% opposed, which is the same ratio of people at Fox who voted that I should come to work topless. Oh. Yeah, I edged out Trey Gowdy by a couple of points. On Saturday, Musk tweeted, "The people have spoken. Trump will be reinstated. Vox populi, vox Dei." I think that last part is Latin for F you whiny losers. It actually means the voice of the people is the voice of God. Whoever heard that never heard Joy Behar on the toilet. Just think about it. Now, it's been a while since Trump's been on Twitter. It's been so long that Tom Brady is divorced, Kanye is no longer a billionaire, and Ilhan Omar is now shaving her mustache 3 times a week. Don't clap for that. That's disgusting. I disown that. Oh, brother. He was banned on January 8th, 2021. Do you remember why? I sure don't. I remember him saying, "March peacefully to the Capitol." But earlier in the day, Trump didn't seem too excited to return. I bet he heard we're getting a big vote to also go back on Twitter.
I hear we're getting a big vote to also go back on Twitter. I don't see it because I don't see any reason for it. Truth Social is through the roof. It's doing phenomenally well.
Still, Musk's decision on Trump sets the stage for the return of the platform's most influential user since Michael Moore's fingers got too fat. Wow. And of course, right on cue, the media, politicians, and celebs already freaking out. From a New York Times op-ed, quote, "I studied Trump's Twitter use for 6 years. Prepare for the worst." So that's what they do instead of verifying Hunter's laptop. But anyone who studied Trump's tweets for 6 years is, to borrow a Trump phrase, a loser. I mean, that person is living life at a breakneck pace. I imagine he or she hasn't had sex without requiring AA batteries in years. Then there's rock star Jack White deactivating his record label account. In an absurdly long Instagram post, he compared Trump to the KKK, a hate group that did to blacks what Jack White's last album did to everyone's ears. Trust me, and I'm a fan. Then there was the panic vomit from the dopes on cable.
Anyone who woke up this morning and saw that news had an avalanche of dread hit them.
I'm absolutely disgusted, but what else do we expect from very white, privileged, cis, hetero men protecting each other?
He's going to politicize it, he's going to use it, and all of those domestic terrorists that he's leading will have a voice.
Should we pray for Twitter to just collapse?
It just underscores the erratic leadership of Twitter now under Musk, but also the security concerns with security people fleeing Twitter and what that means for the protection of Americans' private data.
Well, that guy's more full of crap than Jerry Nadler's pants. But his reaction was what many echoed, and you're likely to keep hearing, that Musk's leadership puts data at risk. And it's not just from individuals, even entire networks, who you might expect would welcome more speech, no matter who it's from. I mean, CBS now cares about your privacy. The network that pioneered ambush journalism with 60 Minutes. Late Friday, they shut down their various accounts in what they called, quote, "in light of the uncertainty around Twitter and out of an abundance of caution." An abundance of caution. What? I mean, that's what the legacy media is known for being? Overly cautious before they put something out there to the public? Where should we start, you Russiagate, Whipgate, the Find People hoax, Hunter's laptop is Russian disinfo. When it suits them, the networks jump the gun more often than a sprinter on meth. But by Sunday morning, CBS came back saying they'll continue to monitor the situation. In response, Elon posted this Brokeback Mountain meme with the caption, "Our love will never die." He also tweeted this to CBS, "They should bring Walter Cronkite back." As you know, Walter Cronkite is dead, so it's not possible, but it's funny. So the current funniest dude on Twitter, Musk, has just brought back the previous reigning champion, Trump, and we should embrace it because it's pissing off people who would love to ban things they don't want to hear rather than counter it with more speech. And they're also the same people who express more alarm over tweets than rampant crime, soaring inflation, or being on the cusp of a world war. In short, they're very selfish people. For they happily accept the current effed up presidency because it doesn't affect their fragile psyche. And due to their wealth and high status, they can endure the cost. Sure, everyone's paying more for food and some people never make it home from work. But at least these losers, they don't wake up at night having to think of Trump. Too bad it's over. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He only hangs out with dummies. Comedian Jeff Dunham and Walter. She left the White House press wailing in distress, commenting for two, outnumbered and former White House press secretary Kayleigh McEnany. She had a sunny disposition while taking your deposition. Outnumbered co-host Emily Compagno. And finally, the Pilgrims told her no thanks. Fox News contributor Kat Tiff. Kayleigh, once again, you're on my show with child.
Yes.
You are carrying an unborn baby on your body.
Yes.
Yes, at any moment it could come flying out right at me, right?
He's going to be here in 7 days, so he might come now.
And generally, the second child usually comes a week early, right?
That's right.
Exactly.
I planned this around it.
Well, just so you know, in high school, I was the center. So... I mean,
So
if
you'll be
anything
ready.
comes at me, I got it.
Greg is my OBGYN.
Yes, I am your OBG. I'm your OBG. Why not? So, okay, I'm coming to you first because you work with Trump. Is he going to return to Twitter?
So if I had to guess, I would say yes. He said no, but look, he's got, 90 million followers, and Joe Biden has 36 million. So biggest loser, hardest hit is Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. I don't appreciate being called a loser on your show, though.
What did I do?
Because you said that anyone who studies Trump's tweets for 6 years is a loser. I studied them for 4. I was his press secretary.
Well, you were being paid to. That's different.
Government salary paid.
Yes.
That's right. No, I would just say this. I think he should come back to Twitter. I mean, 90 million people he got in 24 hours. If he's running for president, how can you not use that platform? But my favorite is the NAACP president. He said that Elon is failing democracy. And then you go over to Face the Nation, these Sunday shows, which are, high-minded, right?
Yeah.
Well, they had an expert on who said this is 100% Russian disinformation that fueled the poll.
Yeah.
This is the GRU speaking, not the people of the world. I mean, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Really, Russia? We're going to go back to Russia and failing democracy. Sounds familiar.
That's amazing. All right. So please, we don't just have 5 dummies today. We have 6, right, Walter?
Yeah, good to see you. Nobody introduces me, Greg. No one introduced me at all. No one said I was here. No one said it yet.
I said you were here. Well, I said Jeff Dunham and Walter.
Okay, you're the only one.
I am the only one.
We're happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here because finally I'm taller than somebody.
I want to know where Tyrus is.
Tyrus is, I think he's coming in later this week. Or is he taking Thanksgiving off? I don't know.
Yeah, we're not coming in later this week.
Yeah, we're here all week. You like Tyrus?
I wanted him here so I could kick his ass. I could take him.
You know, if he was here, your head would already be off.
Oh, yeah.
And God knows what he'd be doing down your neck. Although I doubt it would fit. But anyway. Don't you love it? I'm going to talk to you now, Jeff.
Okay, fine.
Yes. Don't you love to see that, how they were filled with an avalanche of dread? It's about their psyche. They don't show any pain for the inflation or crime, but they're worried.
They're worried about Trump coming back, yeah. You know, I think it's going to be great. America wants Kofifi. That's what we want.
Yes, yes. You are like the average Fox News fan, aren't you?
I am. I have an 8-track.
Do you apply, what party of the body do you apply the relief factor?
What the hell did you just say? I know.
Do you have a reverse,
his hand.
Do you have a reverse mortgage?
See, it's a joke. They're going to ask a question. Wait for the joke, Greg.
I'm sorry.
Okay, fine.
And I thought you were made of wood.
Yeah, another one. You should sit on Jeff's other knee. It's hilarious.
Oh, my God. I'm arguing with a dummy.
I feel
What
the
has
same
happened?
way.
All right, Emily, are you surprised by the left's outrage?
No, absolutely not. And I have to focus for a moment on the CBS, what they did.
Yes.
That to me, because, you know, we expect a lot of hysteria coming out of the libs and the progressive left and the wokes and everyone. But the media writ large, for them to come out in their, you know, self-perceived austerity and say, we are closely monitoring the situation, where have you been the past few years? You know, Democrat-led cities, triple-digit spikes in violent crimes, crickets. 12 police officers shot in 1 week last month, silence. Record-breaking migrants die at the southern border, 856 this fiscal year. Nothing from them whatsoever. But Donald Trump returning to a social media app, pandemonium.
Yep.
I mean, you know what, though? Let the libs burn themselves out. Because as far as I'm concerned, I come to Fox News for news, and I go to Twitter for hysteria.
Yep.
Well done. It is kind of like an interesting analogy that Emily brought up, Kat. You kind of like when the media responds to Trump, they have to they're like a pet. They have to run around in circles. You just have to wait till they tire out, and then you get on with your day. How did you take the news? What did you do?
Nothing. I also don't believe all these people who hate Trump saying that they're upset about him being back on Twitter, because all of us, I mean, okay, maybe it's just me, but I don't think so. My favorite people to follow on social media are not the people I like.
Right.
It's the people who are the best, most entertaining people to talk about.
Yes.
Some of you get it.
Yeah.
You know, like certain friends you've met or family, you're like, oh, you're not going to believe what she said, send it to the group chat. So I think the people who hate Trump are probably the most excited because they've actually, ever since Trump's been off Twitter, they've had to work a little harder. Rather than a lot of these journalists, all they would do was just quote everything he tweeted and go, wow.
Yeah. And that's what they would do even when he was on Truth Social. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, he can't go on Twitter because that's why you go to Truth Social, to see him.
Yeah.
Right, he can't, but he needs to. I mean, if he's running for president, you can't leave 90 million people hanging.
It would be funny if he just never did, though.
Yeah.
It would be funny.
After all this, he never does a tweet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
That would be
Tweets
funny.
one thing, I'm not tweeting.
No.
I'm not tweeting.
Not at
And
all.
he goes, one more thing.
But if
All
he
right.
doesn't, how long will people talk about it?
Yeah.
He still doesn't do it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Make them want you. All right.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.